All right, so applying the fundamental theorem of calculus, find d dx of the integral from minus pi to x of the cosine of t dt. So this is just equal to the cosine of x. And that's from this part right here. That's why. The derivative of the integral is equal to the function with x in it. So then if you had d dx of the integral from 0 to x of 1 over 1 plus t squared dt, this is just 1 over 1 plus x squared. I'm going to do a chain rule one really fast so that way we have one to reference. Find dy dx if y is equal to the integral from 1 to x squared of the cosine of t dt. What do you notice to be different about the integral of this one compared to the first one we did?
X squared. It's the square now.
Yep, it's x squared instead, so that means we're going to need a chain rule. Okay? So, notice, so the upper limit is x squared, not x. So this means that y is a composite function such that y is equal to the integral from 1 to u of the cosine of t dt, and u is equal to x squared. You made it. Just started examples.
But yeah, it's been cracked since the summer.
That happened to me. Mine was cracked for like a year, and I was like, I gotta get this thing inspected, so I better go get it fixed.
Thanks for your smart.
I don't know where they came from. I didn't do it. I don't know if you should eat those, Ethan. Nobody seems to know where they came from. Alright, so now we're going to need the chain rule for this. So dy dx is equal to dy du times du dx. So basically now, instead of this being d dx, it's going to be d du for the chain rule part. So it's going to be du. I'm going to put parentheses around this because I'm going to be multiplying it. Times the integral from 1 to u of the cosine of t dt times du dx. So now, ignore the du dx part. Based on what we did up above, what do I do with this integral here? What is this going to be written as?
Cosine x.
Well, use the variable of integration.
Cosine u.
Cosine u. So this is going to be the cosine of u times du dx. What is the derivative of u with respect to x?
2x.
2x. So cosine of u times 2x, just to make it look a little nicer. And we also need to replace u back, so it'll be 2x cosine of x squared. So this is getting plugged back in here for you. All right, I'm gonna jump to some from the actual homework now. Start with 2. We have y equals the integral from 2 to x of 3t plus the cosine of t squared dt. Any ideas on how to do this one? Or how to rewrite it? Yep, dy dx is equal to 3x plus cosine x squared. Y equals the integral from 4 to x of e to the u secant of u du. What about this one?
dy dx equals e to the x secant x.
E to the x secant of x.
It's suspiciously easy. Right, it's giving me a false sense of security.
Then should we go to one that's a little harder?
Let's.
Okay. 10. Y equals the integral from 6 to x squared of the cotangent of 3t dt.
So changing. It's a good. Okay, let's see. What do we have to do here? Okay, let's do our substitution, right? So u equals x squared.
Yep, u equals x squared.
So d du integral of 6
That was right on the tip of your tongue.
Times du dx.
Is that where we wrote it before? Yeah, and I need to put parentheses around this just so that there's not confusion. So what is the part in parentheses equal to?
Cotangent 3u.
Cotangent of 3u. And what is du dx? We can go ahead and do this all in one step. 2x. So then I've got to make sure I plug u back in here for the u and the cotangent part. So this is going to be 2x cotangent of 3x squared. That's dy dx. Y equals the integral from pi to pi minus x of 1 plus sine squared of u over 1 plus cosine squared of u. Du. Check. I think they have a typo in their answer. Because what does this look like? It should be.
I was going out on a limb here. But 1 plus sine squared something equals cosine squared, right? Or is that
Minus.
minus? So we can't do it. So I don't know. I don't know what it looks like at all.
Is it going back to like those trig properties?
No. Disregard this. What does this look like it's going to be? So what might that imply?
That's gonna be
A chain rule, maybe? Because it's not just x.
maybe.
It looks like it, but if it is, the book has a typo because they don't have it being negative, and the whole thing would be negative if that was the case. So let's just proceed as if it is and see what happens. Maybe it cancels out. I don't know. So we've got, or well, what would I put in here?
Letting u equal pi minus x. Or what are we doing?
Probably should pick a different variable
wait,
because that's already in the problem, but
Let's do t.
okay.
Equals pi minus x.
Because I'm pretty sure. I'm suspicious it's supposed to be pi plus x, but the problem has minus, so we're just going to go with it as if it is, and just go with it. The book has a typo. It happens a lot. Anyways, okay, so now what?
Do d dt integral
well, we're not plugging it in yet. We'll do that in the next step. Times dt dx, right?
Yes.
Wait. Yes.
Yes.
There's too many variables happening here. I think it's technically supposed to... Wait, hold on. Yes. Okay. dt dx. Yes. Okay, we're good now. When the letters start being different things, it's like, whoa, slow down. All right, now what?
Now. We could do.
We'll do this part.
You so 1 plus sine squared t over 1 plus cosine squared t times.
What's the derivative of t?
Dx is -1.
And then we've got to replace t, so this is going to be negative, and then 1 plus sine squared of pi minus x over 1 plus cosine squared of pi minus x. So yeah, they do in fact just have a typo in their problem.
Did they have it be positive?
Huh?
Did they have it be positive?
Yeah, they had the whole function being positive. That's why I was like, wait a second, is something going to cancel? And then I was like, wait a minute.
Stupid fuck.
I don't know. There was a pretty epic mistake in the back of the pre-cal book that they caught the other day in like a solution. It was in one of the solving trig identities, like setting them equal to each other and solving or something, but it was like very wrong. Like in terms of like sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1, but it was like they had like cosecant squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. I was like, that's not right. I was like, that's not right. Like it didn't change the end result of the problem, so I think they just had a typo in terms of which trig function they plugged in there, but it was still not right. Let's see if y'all know what to do with this one. 14. Y equals the integral from x to 7 of the square root of 2t to the 4th plus t plus 1 dt.
I don't know what she's thinking.
Okay, so first we gotta use one of our properties to swap it. So then you have to like do negative or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will you
Yeah.
put a negative and then we can flip it? Huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Cool.
Right.
All it does is we put a negative out front and we change the restrictions, flip them.
And then we'll do. And this is a sample one, so we can just
Sample?
simple.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean it's a sample? Look, it's so simple.
So what is it equal to?
So it's equal to negative. Get that negative right there. Square root of
Why do you always talk?
2x to the 4th plus x plus 1. Why do I talk like this?
Why do you talk like this right now?
I don't know. It just happened. I hate gross relations. You'll
this?
see that, right?
Hmm? Yeah. It was just like a single crack like through the whole way.
I saw someone the other day that their whole thing was busted out. I was like, it was the back, but still, I was like, I feel like you should get that fixed.
Yeah.
It had like shattered. They were trying to hold it together with duct tape. I was like, I don't think that's gonna work, buddy. But all right, this next one, getting a little crazy. Y equals the integral from 5x squared to 25 of t squared minus 2t plus 9 all over
No.
t cubed plus 6 dt.
I thought you were joking.
Y'all were complaining it was too easy.
I will not complain.
I don't remember doing that.
I just got
Yeah, it wasn't Ethan. Ethan wasn't complaining.
Okay, do we swap them first?
That would be a wise thing, I think.
Okay. So I can get some parts of first.
There is nothing wise about this problem.
So we're gonna put the negative and swap the limits of integration.
Better.
We've already solved the security cancer. They just keep killing the person who finds it out. You say that.
To find out who you are first.
You read in 1984.
All right.
Cancer.
Ideas?
So, well,
I
we have
would-
to,
What do we notice this is gonna be? Yep. Yeah.
let u be, 5x squared?
Yep.
Look at you.
So u is 5x squared.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That took me a second, I'm sorry. Okay,
So then we
D,
can
D,
du dx or whatever. What is no d
No,
du.
D, D, U. Yeah, I was like, John,
Yeah, my
what?
bad.
Integral of,
25.
wait, the negative,
Yeah, negative integral of
negative
25
integral
to
25 to U.
You can just say of all that inside.
Yeah. I
I
don't know.
don't really wanna-
And then don't forget the times du dx part at the end.
Right. That's probably pretty important.
Yeah, it kind of is important.
I know, I was just like.
The answer will be very wrong if you don't have it.
So then we have negative x squared plus 9.
Wouldn't it be u squared?
Yes,
don't
so
know
what
what
a
I-
negative u squared.
I mean, I guess if you really wanted to.
Oh, I really want it to. And I would say just go ahead and do what is du dx.
10x.
So that way we just go ahead and deal with that and don't have to. Now what do we need to do?
Plug 5x squared back in.
Plug it in. Just like a glade.
Caramba.
Alright, so that means we have negative 5x squared squared minus 2 times 5x squared plus 9 all over, oh goodness, 5x squared cubed plus 6 times 10x.
I really like to know what's going on.
So
Okay, I don't
can we
think it's like-
simplify it?
Yeah, that'd be the goal.
Yeah, so
So what do I have on top? I'm going to make sure we can still do basic algebra.
25x to the fourth.
25x to the fourth.
negative 10x squared. Oh, minus 10x squared.
Yeah, it was.
Plus 9. And then 125x to the 6 plus 6 times 2x.
Am I done?
I don't.
What do I need to do?
Simplify.
How?
We can move the 10, we just multiply by 10x.
Multiply the 10x through. So we're going to have negative 250x to the 5th minus 100x cubed plus 90x divided by 125x to the 6th plus 6.
Whoever thought this was a cool problem. It's just
Wait till problem 18.
oh god.
Oh, that's next, yeah.
It's literally
I
next.
mean, it wasn't
How
that
much
bad.
is it?
Like, I mean, math-wise, it's not. I'm literally.
I'm not going to actually do it today,
Setting
but
up is-
3x squared to 5x of the ln of 2 plus p squared
No.
Calm down,
Wait.
dp. We'll start with that one tomorrow because the bell's about to ring.
I have a question before we go though. Are we gonna flip it? Do we have to put like the x squared on top?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so. Pretty sure.